This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello, and welcome to We'll Run For. This is your host, Tom, and with me as always are Erin.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hello. Ollie.
Don't worry about it.
Yes, we're talking to our cat. He is causing all sorts of mischief and chaos as he does. Tom, I thought you were going to start this episode with blessing everyone.
I don't know what my jurisdiction is. I think I can specifically only perform weddings in the state of New Jersey.
Oh, I see. My friend Linda wants to know why you only got ordained in New Jersey and you didn't offer your services across the country.
Because it was $38 to get ordained in New Jersey, and I'm sure it would have been more expensive had I wanted to branch out.
That's so funny.
You have to invest in yourself, they say.
Yes.
It's
Offer.
true.
I hear you're a really good minister too.
I don't know. I went a little funny. I went a little too funny. Some people might want like a very serious ceremony, so I'd have to practice.
Does that mean we have an announcement?
No, we gotta wait for our race recap.
Oh, we gotta wait for our race recap. Okay. All right. I apologize to the public. We will move on with our introductions. I have an announcement, guys.
What's that?
We are going to be hosting a fall, autumn, Halloweeny scavenger hunt.
Whoop whoop.
Woo!
October 15th to 31st. After this episode drops, I will post a little graphic for the Will Run For Fall Scavenger Hunt. It'll have various objects, about 12 of them, that we have 3 weekends, I think, in there in those dates to when you're doing your long runs or just out, I don't know, walking, and you want to join us for our little scavenger hunt. There'll be some things you can be on the lookout for.
Yeah, and I think there's a ton of races as well. So I think a lot of people are going to be out here this fall.
Yeah, we'll take some pictures, take some selfies. There's a couple action items on there for you. It's going to be a fun one. So be on the lookout for that. I'm putting together a little basket of goodies. It'll have, probably a couple more of our Will Run For tattoos, a pair of gooders, some fueling options, a little thing of my favorite thing called Squirrel's Nut Butter in there. So if you participate and you fill out your card, we will enter you into a little drawing and pull a name to win a little prize pack.
Yay!
That's fun. Super exciting.
So
Squirrel's nut butter has gotten expensive. I just ordered some today, and what the actual F? Like, honestly.
really?
I ordered off of Amazon, and what I ordered was like $19. I was like, why is this happening?
Wow.
Huh. Interesting. Maybe coconut butter or whatever it is that they use.
What if you
Ma'am?
used Crisco?
just lube it up.
We're excited to see you guys post some pictures. Tag us in your stories as you're going through and finding your stuff. We'll have another episode dropped in between, so we'll give an update on how things are going with that. But just enter by the 31st.
I can't wait for it.
Tom's going to participate and blow it up on social media.
That's what I do.
Blow it up on social media.
That's my MO. That's how the people know me. Speaking of the people, Michael, do we have any 5-star reviews?
We do, actually. We have a new one from DW4Me. Love you all. It's hard to get up at 5 to go running before heading off to teach. But knowing that I will listen to the podcast on Tuesday mornings helps me get up just to be able to listen. Love the story about Chris Twiggs, and I'm a rise and run listener.
The one where you all wanted to to kill him.
Oh God,
poor Chris.
Well, no, we were.
I know. I was joking. I know.
But thank you for the review. Always reviews. Super appreciate it. Sharing the show. Also immensely appreciate it. Speaking of that, you know how, Tom, you're supposed to do the 5 early cold miles?
Yes.
For the BRFs. So I was actually going to do that because I was up in Vermont a little over a week ago. I don't know, almost 2 weeks ago at this point. And it was like 35 degrees the one morning. And I'm like, I could do a run for the BRFs. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's 35 degrees out.
I think it's going to be 35 degrees in the morning, like some morning this week.
Oh, God.
It's getting cold early.
It feels like 40 this morning.
Well, it was also raining.
I understand that. I'm just saying that the last 2 mornings have been like 41 and 40, and I'm not having it.
And especially with like how disgusting and raining it's been. It's been awful.
It's been awful.
Yeah, I was going to run, but we were on a mountain, and my run would have been literally like 400 feet of elevation in the 2.5 mile loop.
Oh my God.
And I was like, nah, and it wasn't that long. It was not even a week after rocking the knob. So I was like, I'm just gonna.
I'm good. Good with the elevation.
That. Yeah. Just not
I've got it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So sorry, BRFs. I couldn't do the 5 miles for Tom in the cold.
No one does these 5 miles for the poor BRFs. One day when I can run again, I will do. I will do your 5 miles.
I'll tell you what. If we get a cold morning, I will go do it.
No, he won't.
Look.
He's lying to you.
I'll do it tomorrow.
I won't.
I will wake up and I'll do it tomorrow. You have my guarantee.
Well, wait till Thursday when you actually have to run 5 miles, not just a random day.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Thursday's supposed to be like 74 degrees again here, though.
Well,
I know. Thank God.
Yeah, but they want you to run in the wee hours of the morning.
yeah.
But in the cold and the dark, and it won't be cold or dark at that point because it's going to be warm and dark again.
Look, just because I live in a climate that isn't terrible, I shouldn't be penalized for it.
No, we do live in a climate that's terrible. Like Michael and I are about to go into hibernation mode, and we're just going to refuse. We're going to refuse to go outside.
You have no choice, Diane. Oh, well, I guess you can do the treadmill. You have no choice but to get those miles in, though.
Oh yeah, but a lot of it. I'm predicting, especially during the weekdays, a lot of those will be on treadmill. And then I'll at least have the camaraderie on the weekend to keep me going and to get me through them.
Yeah. I hate the treadmill. Like, I love it. I love having the option of it, but like I did after we got home on Sunday, I did 9 miles on the treadmill.
Oof.
That's just a long time on a treadmill, watching a television that I can't change the channel. Like, I watched so much Law and Order.
Do you have
subtitles? Do
you have like a little iPad or a tablet or something that you could like put what you want with headphones in?
I mean, I could. Yeah. I have options, but
that's usually what I do.
I'd prefer to just complain about things.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh my God, Tom.
Just saying. Oh boy.
I don't know. I like the treadmill.
I love the treadmill. We have had this conversation many times. Diana and I are team treadmill. The boys are not, but also Michael's on the opposite side of the weather spectrum too. So I don't know what he's going to do because he's not team treadmill and he's not team cold and dark. So he's just screwed.
I think it's more the dark that bothers me than the cold is what it is.
Remember the revelation we had where Erin was like, I don't mind training in the winter.
No, and then we
were like, wait, that you run on the treadmill.
But no, then we established that I was wrong. I was in fact wrong about that because my friend Lynn reminded me how often I met her in the cold and dark and how many runs we did outside in the cold and dark. And my Strava, in fact,
sounds like revisionist history.
My Strava would, in fact, be able to prove these things to be true.
We have to scour the Strava and see.
We will. I promise you, it's there.
Let's not rehash the past.
says the man who just brought it up.
Here's the thing. What are we running for this week?
Oh my gosh. Well, in our training update that I'm going to give later, I have an update that I actually went to the doctor, but my prescription is actually for massages, which is the most exciting news of all time. So it's the best prescription ever. So I'm running for all of my leg and foot massages. I'm about to get into this dopey training.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just kind of maintenance running right now. I haven't run in a few days, actually. I'm kind of just coasting because it's kind of in between season. Next race is not until when is that? October 29th at Patapsco 50K down in Baltimore with our good friend Melanie. I don't know. You guys aren't doing it, right? You guys are doing something with dogs or something?
Here's the thing. I really re-aggravated my foot because of the dumb boots I was wearing.
Oh,
when I did Rockin' the Knob.
You don't want to hurt it again.
It was so dumb, and I can't risk. I need to get my miles in. So if I'm out of the game, it's real. It's making me real nervous because we are 90. As of recording this, we're like 95-ish days away from Dopey.
Yeah.
I gotta be able to. Yeah.
He was limping around this house for days.
Oh God!
I was like, are we gonna have to cut it off? Like, what's going on with your foot?
You might need to cut it off. I'm running to just get the miles in.
Yeah. I'm coasting right now in between training. I'm gonna start training again after. I'll probably kick it off with Frosty Looper. I mean, I'll be doing stuff until Patapsco, but Frosty Looper will probably be my kickoff for next year.
Yeah, Frosty Looper is the pair that goes to Loopy Looper. It's the same,
except it's not
race.
95 degrees.
It's going to be, but it's in December, and they have this cool wooden medal that, like, on one side is the guy in the summer with like a big sun, and it's like red and orange looking for summer, and then they have the other on the other side of the medal is the same little skeleton dude with like a winter hat, and like he's all blue and like in a sweater because it's cold. So it's a really cute medal if you do both races.
Love it. We were actually when I say we, I mean Tom was like, oh, maybe I'll do that, but it's the same day Celtic Solstice is here in Baltimore, so we're already set up for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am not running still, so I don't have anything that I'm running for. I guess maybe I could be Pelotoning for something, except that I'm not really doing a good job of that either.
I'm going to put it out there right now. We need to, as part of like cross training, we need to have like a regular standing Peloton meetup. I know we have a bunch of listeners that ride Pelotons, so we could pick like, I don't know, Sunday evenings or Wednesday evening, whatever, like pick like a standing day and like just do it all together.
I would say do it Wednesday because that's the dedicated cross training day in our plan. Because you're not going to want to run 13, 14 miles and then have to come home and Peloton on a Sunday.
That's true. So I think we just got it. So if anybody wants to start riding on a Wednesday regularly.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I just need to be more consistent with it. Like I do like 2 or 3 days in a row, and I'll do like double cycles where I'll do a morning 30-minute or a morning 20-minute and a nighttime 30-minute, 20-minute, whatever. So that I'm not like in the seat the whole time. But then I'll take off like 4 days in a row, and then I'll do another like 3 to 4 days in a row, and then I'll take another 4 days off. Like I'm not being consistent with it. So I got to figure out how to like being a little bit more consistent.
You probably
with
need to do it like 6 days a week, really.
Oh my God, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Just realistically to get ready for Dopey.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know. So the injury update, I have a doctor's appointment on the 10th next Monday. Is that the 10th? I don't know. Yeah, the 10th next Monday. And I'll get some information, I guess. Honestly, I'm not super hopeful. I think that I sounded way more hopeful in my last episode, according to the Instagram feedback, than I did today when I posted it's been 2 months since I've run. I am going to be very cautious. The last thing I want is like him to say to me, like, I think that I am actually a decent patient because if anything, I'm erring on the side of caution. I don't want him to say, we could test it out and see how it's going when I know that there's still like sometimes some residual pain. Like every so often I'll be like, ooh, I can really feel that. And then end up like setting myself back. Like I'd rather take the extra 3 weeks right now and make sure it's fully healed and not test it out than test it out, run on it for a week, find out that it's not good, kind of set it back a little, and then all of a sudden need 4 to 5 more weeks off. Like I don't want that. So I'd rather just tell him I prefer just not to run. So
that's probably smarter.
Yeah.
Look at us. We're all being smart about our potential injuries and actual injuries, and we're doing the right thing for once, which is unbelievable. It's just
interesting.
Yeah.
It's just not on brand for us. So I'm very proud.
It's because it's part of our goals. We have goals, right?
And now it's time for our Will Run 4 goal getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, you rest of shit.
All right, so I will kick us off with Megan, who's got amazing news because she recovered properly. She says, running pain-free. Getting ready for my first half marathon since injury in a few weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome, Megan.
Speaking of the people who properly come back to running after injury, Jessica Garand, still consistent with foam rolling and mobility work as running gets longer. # no more injuries. Keep up the positivity as my mileage won't be where it needs to be for dopey. Stay flipping hydrated. Survive camping with a bunch of Cub Scouts this weekend.
Oh, God.
And be motivated to get my long run in.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with the camping part of it.
Oof, man.
Oh,
Not
my
the
gosh.
camping part of it, but the Cub Scouts part of it.
Yeah.
Well, and Cub Scouts aren't they the little ones?
They're young. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like little.
Yeah. Run Disnerd, short-term goal. Continue to get stronger and faster for dopey. Beat my previous magic mile by 1 minute.
Nice.
Long-term goal, figure out how to raise money for Boston Marathon.
Nice.
That's a good
That's
goal.
a good goal.
Yeah.
That's a great goal, yeah.
I saw
love
that he got an offer for it, so he's going to be fundraising.
Miles and Crowns. Recover from London while ramping up for New York City.
Whew.
Nice.
Yeah,
Man.
That's 2 months, almost exactly to the day that she's got from when we're recording.
Nice.
She also got, I just want to shout her out, Amy. She also got a 10-minute PR in London after she said her race day did not go how she planned or expected. So to get a 10-minute PR when your like race day is not exactly how you're planning, I feel like is a pretty damn good accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
That's
freaking
awesome.
amazing. Our friend Snarky Snacker, who you just saw. Didn't you just see her?
Yes, I did.
Whoop, whoop. Hopefully by the next show, I will have completed my goal, finishing the Chicago Marathon.
Yes, her first marathon.
Oh, nice.
I've been sending her messages all week with like either an inspiring quote or hydrate.
I love it. Also, all these notes about hydrating is putting me on blast, and I don't like it, so I need to start hydrating. Also, I didn't realize this was your first or your first full. That's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, queen.
Michael just got really mad at me because I saw him roll his eyes because I used the B word at you there, Melissa. So I'm in trouble because of you.
You've got a potty mouth, and you need to watch
the
it.
Problem. Yeah.
Wendy Larson, hand cyclist. Her current goal is to finish in the top 3 of her age group at Marfa 100 in a couple weeks. Damn. Oh, did I mention I'm not actually racing against other hand cyclists? I'll be racing against able-bodied upright cyclists.
Oh my God.
Just for something a bit different and to see how hard I can push myself.
Awesome. Oh my
Man,
gosh.
that's awesome.
Well, okay then. Better than the rest of us.
We have Karate, who I was with in Vermont, and neither of us ran while we were there. So he's got a marathon in 2 weeks on the same course he, quote unquote, completely imploded on last year. I believe he BQ'd during that, but quote unquote. The goal is to just run a little faster than last time and feel good doing it, keeping it simple. That's it. Also trying to convince him about rocking the knob next year, which he is intrigued by. All depends on how his marathoning works out.
I like how Michael put the imploded in quotes. It is not, Karate did not put it
No,
in
of course
quotes,
he didn't
just so
put it
you
in
know.
quotes. No.
But he did say feel good, quote unquote.
He did say, yeah, good was in quotes, however, which is fair after a marathon. Yeah.
All right, our friend Leah. I actually managed to achieve my goal and finish the 50K. I was going to tackle with only Orange Theory and a recent half marathon under my belt for training. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
She ran the first 24-ish miles with 2 other people who helped those miles fly by. For the rest of it, well, let's just say I was riding the struggle bus, and that bus had engine failure.
We've been there.
Yep, it was definitely a grind to 31 miles, but I did it. I guess the human body is capable of miracles after all.
That's it.
Absolutely is.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations,
I don't know
Leah.
that I'd call it a miracle, just that hard work pays off.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Even if it's just forward motion.
100%. I can't even imagine. I'm super impressed. All right, Kate. With my husband starting a new job on second shift, I've got to start taking advantage of my weekend runs when he's home and fill the weekdays with their Peloton app. I've been lazy, but I'm blaming pregnancy. Also, you're hearing it here first. I don't think she ever did a official Facebook announcement. But Kate's pregnant. Congratulations.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And it's better than just admitting it's all my fault, right?
I didn't actually read that when I copied and pasted it, so I didn't realize she was putting herself on blast. But congratulations. Diana told me when we were hanging out at Rack and Knob about why you weren't there. We missed you this year, but very good reason not to be climbing mountains at this point in time.
For sure.
100%. And yeah, we weren't sure if she was talking about it or not yet. Tom knows because her husband told him without consulting anyone first on the golf course one day. So
oh my God.
We've known for a long time.
Oh my God.
Yep,
I get a frantic text. So Tyler said something he probably shouldn't have.
That's funny. All right. We have Joe, a Pat, who says, find, follow, and make time for training to continue on after the races. Yeah,
that's hard. Yeah, that is hard to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Swim, bike, run, inspire. Just finished my 54th marathon and 31st state in pursuit of all 50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Love it.
Wow.
That's a lot of marathons.
That's a lot. So they're going for all 50 marathons.
Yep.
Wow. That's a lot.
Man.
Yeah.
Kid_RBB, my friend Raul. Goal to PR the Omaha Hot Cider Half Marathon and hit a sub 140, then crush an Omaha steak afterwards. Yeah. That's a great goal. He's super fast. He's super fast also.
Is Omaha, where's Omaha?
Nebraska.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle of America.
I was trying to think of an Omaha steak. Where's that cow coming from?
I don't think he's I assume he's not getting the frozen.
Frozen. I assume that too.
I assume it's a regular steak from a steakhouse.
Yeah.
A box that is
but
shipped
Nebraska, are they famous for their cows?
Sure.
Sure.
Sounds. I believe so. I'm gonna go with yes.
We're gonna say yes now.
Cows and corn.
Happily Skinner after. To go from running my first half this past February to my first full this upcoming January. It's also dopey.
Nice.
So you're going from basically within the same 12 months from doing your first half to doing dopey.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That is incredible.
That's silly.
I had to do month math in my head. I was like, wait.
Yep. Nikki runs Diz. I need to get back on schedule. I've totally slacked the last week and a half. Which, can I just interrupt this conversation for like 2 seconds to say that she evacuated from the Tampa area from Ian, who was coming her way, went to South Carolina, where then it proceeded to hit again, and then drove all the way back, went to Disney, and then went home. And she's like, I haven't had time. I've been slacking. Like, get out of here.
Oh, my God.
Give yourself some credit.
There was this thing called a hurricane that was coming at you.
Yeah. And I saw people out there running like lunatics. You didn't need to. You don't need to. It's not worth it.
Wasn't one Disney?
No, probably.
Speaking of the Hurricane Ian, I want to send all of our best, of course, to Amy and Dana.
Oh, yeah.
Money Drink Podcast. They were right in the heart of everything, and of course, they gave an update that they were doing okay. So
they didn't have power last. I mean,
relative to whatever happened down there,
Yeah. And just in general to all the people who are affected in Florida, because Orlando got hit pretty hard too, considering I know some people who had lost power for almost a full week after.
Yeah. I know somebody was still out of it today.
Yeah. So Florida got hit rough, and we've got a ton of Florida friends out there. So
they didn't have a lot of sympathy for our 5 days of rain.
They didn't.
No. When we were complaining about
that. I don't understand why. No, but I mean, Fort Myers got hit so hard, Cape Coral, that whole area. If any of our listeners are out there and you need anything, don't be afraid to reach out for an else.
Yeah, my aunt's right in Port Charlotte. They still don't have power, and they're running off a generator, and they're about to run out of gas, and they can't get gas anywhere, so it's rough down there.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have a topic. I think we just wanted to provide a recap.
Well, we had a race that got canceled.
Yes.
You were going to run a 12-hour
track race.
Track race by the same people from Loopy Looper.
Yeah, which is part of the reason I wasn't running much recently, because I was, going to do a 12-hour track race right after Rockin' the Knob. Ian came through. We didn't, nothing terrible here. But
actually the day of the race ended up not being even the bad day comparatively to Sunday and Monday, where had been like super flooding.
Yeah, it was just more the area where it is a area that tends to flood around that area.
But all week we thought we were going to be running this race, he was going to be running this race, and then they didn't cancel until Friday
afternoon.
We think that it's possible that the city put pressure on them to cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. That's just sort of speculation. But the fact that they waited as long as they did, I feel like they had some pressure where they were like, it's possible it's going to flood, guys. Because they sort of knew from the beginning of the week that Ian was coming in, because they even waited to send out their race packet.
Or the remnants of it, anyway, we should say.
Yeah. We were super sad. Diana and Tom were coming up to hang out with us at the 12-hour race. Because
we had like mapped out a little bit of a run to do while we were going to visit you guys at the race and go across the Ben Franklin Bridge. It looked really cool. Like, just kind of excited to get a training run in there. Yeah,
because that's actually a really cool run that a lot of people do. The track is right below
the Ben Franklin
Bridge. So it's got great views to begin with. So it was going to be a really pretty sight. And then the pathway to get onto the Ben Franklin is right from that park. So you guys could have run across the bridge and come to Philadelphia and then come back.
Yep.
So
that would have been a nice run.
Would have been.
Yeah.
Too bad you didn't get to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Yep. Anything else happen?
Well, when it got canceled, we decided that we were going to do our own thing, right? We went over to the track where the Loopy Looper is held. Mm-hmm. And instead of running, we got married.
Oh.
Oh, did that happen?
Weird. Huh. Oh, I ran that morning.
Oh, you did run that morning. With my friend Megan went on my wedding run with him.
I ran with Megan.
My wedding day.
She was the morning replacement for Erin.
Although she said she was just going to be the best man for Michael, and that it was going to be the best man run.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
And then she made him run stupid fast, right?
Oh, relatively fast. Yeah, it was. I mean, we were still talking, but I was like, man, we ran pretty quick.
Yeah, we did like a sub-2 half marathon,
and we also got
fun of it.
Well, we also got lost at one point, which is weird because I live here. I don't know how we got lost, but I was like, we made a giant loop for absolutely no reason. We were like, oh God, we're all the way back where we.
The thing is, and we'll get back to the main event in a second, but I just want to point out like what life is like talking to ultra runners for those of you who don't deal with it a lot. Because I was like, well, like how many miles did you get this morning? And Michael's just like a half. Just like I just pulled a half. And I was like, a half marathon? Like you just casually ran a half marathon this morning? Like I've never ever been in a situation where I'd be like, oh yeah, I just did a half this morning. Like even when I was doing long distance run, like marathon training, I never just said it like that.
It was nice though because it was cool out, so I didn't even bring any water or anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was nice. Didn't have to carry.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine going out for 13 miles and having nothing with me.
Well, to be fair, I was thinking like 10, and then I did the giant loop for no reason because we screwed up, and then I was like, well, it's half, whatever.
Yeah.
Finish it up. But yeah, that was our morning, and then we met up and had a wedding.
So we had planned on coming up there and running, and
Yeah, we were gonna do it. We were gonna do it at the race.
No,
to be fair. Then,
what was it?
Yeah.
Like,
so what was the original plan?
So right after Loopy Looper, when I didn't realize that I had an actual stress fracture, and I still thought it was a shin splint that would like heal by like Labor Day weekend. We were looking at races, and at the time we sort of were still like, oh, maybe Javelina. If we're gonna do Javelina, we're gonna need a really big long run. I'm going to need to continue to try and figure out how to ramp my miles back up once September hits if we're going to do this. So I started looking at races and I saw this race. I knew that he had announced it and I was like, hey, what do you think about like, cause we had been talking about like, if we were going to get married, what would we do? We didn't want to make a big deal over it. We sort of just wanted to keep it really small. And by small, I mean like under 10 people.
Yeah.
We really didn't like want that many people there. But the one thing I always knew was that if we were going to do it, we were going to ask Tom to marry us.
Here's the thing. Like, I didn't know you guys that well, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So to be even considered for like to play a part in this, I'm trying to not be sappy, but like it was a big deal to me.
Aww.
Like I was honored to be asked.
And how you were asked was just as casual as we announced it on this podcast.
Oh yeah, like there was everything was like very. We were.
We thought you were joking.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I think we were about to record, and Michael hopped on and was just like, "Hey, Tom, do you want to get ordained?"
I feel like it was in the group chat.
Oh, was it?
It might have been. I think so. I think she's right. Yeah.
Like in the middle of a work day.
Yeah. It was like in May or something.
Yeah, because we had considered doing it this summer because Michael's father had cancer, and we were thinking about our options for that. Mm-hmm. But then after he passed away, we sort of were like, well,
we were just everything was just very busy at that point.
Yeah, and we were like, well, what else would we do? And then when this opportunity came up, we had already asked you, and so that you could prepare in case. And I think he is right now that he says that. I think it was in text. Michael was just like, and I didn't know Michael was going to do it either. I was like at work, and he just texted like, hey, Tom, do you want to marry us? And Tom's first response, no, like, are you serious? No, nothing. He's like, absolutely.
Of course. What else would I have said?
And then Diana, because now I'm remembering this, Diana was like, wait, did we miss an announcement? We were like, no.
You assumed there was some structure to this.
We didn't announce anything.
There was not structure.
And there was not.
Yeah, so by the time this race came along, we were sort of like, this seems like a good way to do it. Like, just do it at the race. We'll do it either at the start, or if it's a 12-hour track race, we can kind of
do it in the
middle of it. Yeah. It doesn't really matter because at the track, it's only a quarter mile. I liked the idea of doing it at this kind of race where Michael and I could actually see each other the whole time.
Yeah.
Versus like the Loopy Looper where I literally saw him 0 times.
Yeah, because it's like, you're talking a quarter mile.
Yeah,
versus
so I can
4.
see across the track the entire time, even if we're not next to each other. I can see him straight across the track.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was a really good opportunity to do it at the kind of race where we could actually spend the day together. So we texted Tom and said, hey, what are you doing this day? You might want to get ordained.
And so it took all of 10 minutes and $38 to get ordained to perform weddings in the great state of New Jersey. Yeah, it was super easy. And then now I had to figure out what to say. So I asked you guys a series of questions and you gave me a series of answers. Mm-hmm. And then I just kind of ad-libbed from there.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
It was great.
I feel like Tom was more nervous than we were.
Yeah, I do too.
I was definitely nervous.
And everyone's like asking me all these questions about it and what is he going to say and what is he going to do? He told me nothing.
Yeah, when we got to the race, everyone was like, "Oh, so my friend Megan and Emily had signed up for the race. Michelle Kay, who is the infamous, runs every race ever, and we see her everywhere. She's just like one of those people that's literally everywhere we go. She was running the race, so we had like a small group of people who are going to be running with us. And then Matt Frumpa, I had told him so he could come. Anyway, so we had a small group of people, and like the day before when the race was canceled, everyone's like, "What are you gonna do now?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah. Like I didn't want to ask a ton of questions because I didn't want you to start spiraling. So I think I just said like something like, well, just let me know what you think. And then I stopped like talking.
Yeah, because I mean, the idea of doing the race was like, very Michael and I.
Yeah.
But just like life, things don't always go as planned. So you got to adjust. And I think when I was talking to Greg after I announced it on my Instagram, he said, it's kind of like life or like ultra running. You just got to adapt and, keep on moving forward. So yeah, it's a great metaphor for life and running and all the things that we do anyway. So we just went to the park and did it.
Yeah.
At the park.
At the track where Loopy Looper.
Yeah.
The Loopy Looper wasn't on track, but it's part of the race.
Yeah. And I kind of wanted the pictures on the track. I kind of wanted
it's a very nice brand new track. So it's like.
Yeah. I wanted a couple like track pictures and stuff to kind of like still represent the running part of the day. And I had Raw Threads make me a custom shirt that said, "Life is an adventure, best run together."
I made the mistake when the race was canceled of saying I was going to go run in the woods for 20 or 30 miles.
Yes.
Which then
what
led to a not great reply.
That's weird. Couldn't have thought of that one.
You couldn't have predicted that wasn't going to go well.
Okay, so to say it didn't go well was just me saying like, I just feel like maybe like like if it's on our wedding day that you probably don't want to go out in the woods by yourself, like maybe we should like, not take 5 hours of our morning to like go do something on your own by yourself when it's supposed to be us together.
And we had to run 9 miles, I think, that day. So we were like, well, do we go up there and do it? Like, what's going to be less stressful for everybody? Like, trying to figure out, like, what was going to work.
Were we going to run and do it, or just? But we figured.
And it was raining, so like that was also the so that was also the problem.
Boring, really. In the morning, it stopped raining by 8:30 that day. That day, it actually was okay. Like, I will say that for the actual part of the day that we were actually doing stuff, it was not bad out. It started misting later on afterwards when we were at the brewery and stuff, but like for the actual wedding part, you couldn't have asked for a better clearing of like the sky for a moment.
And your photos actually turned out really nice because it was overcast.
Yeah, I had reached out to the race director. I had mentioned about asking about the photographer. So I had hoped to get a couple like like professional pictures from the race photographer. So then I was like, oh, now I'm not even going to get that. And then we had ring bearer Groot, Darth Groot, who is from a friend group of mine, where my friends Rebecca and Marcia were there also. The week before, actually, my Disney trip was a somewhat impromptu bachelorette party because Marcia was actually in New Jersey to run the Ocean City Half Marathon. And I was going to run that with her and my friend Dana, and I bailed on her in order to get married. So I had to text her and be like, hey, how you're coming to New Jersey to do this race with me? I'm not going to do it.
Oh my God.
So then I felt like I owed her a better explanation. So I told her that why. And she was like, oh, I'm going to come to the wedding. I was like, absolutely. And then she surprised me with my friend Rebecca.
I love it.
Came in and flew in to surprise me. But last week when we were in Disney, the Darth Groot was introduced to our group, and he's like the traveling Darth Groot, where he's like the sisterhood of the traveling pants. And he'll just kind of get passed around for different random adventures. So he's on his way to Chicago right now to cheer the Chicago Marathon.
Nice.
Awesome.
But he was our ring bearer.
Yes, he was.
We had so much fun playing with him. Putting our Lord of the Rings rings on him.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I'll drop the picture I made of us going to Mount Doom.
You already posted that on the...
Well, not everybody sees things on Instagram. It'll be actually, if you're listening to this, just look at your phone. It'll be the
episode art or the
chapter episode chapter art.
Yeah, it was really fun. So it was small. I think it was a total of 10 of us with the two of us.
We didn't even know where we were going to go at the park.
Yeah.
We were just like, just go over here.
Yeah, we were basically sitting in the living room and all of us were like, well, I guess, do we go do this now? Like, what? We're just kind of sitting here.
I like how Tom and Michael wore the same outfit.
Same tuck shirt.
They matched delightfully.
The tuxedo t-shirts?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
It's like when you type into Amazon tuxedo t-shirt.
That's the
there's
one.
a favorite one that comes up.
$13 on Amazon. It was great.
Michelle had a cool one that was Star Wars themed.
Yeah. And then, Matt had an American flag one that was hysterical.
Yes, and then he even bought like Adidas striped pants. He was very excited about his wedding attire. He bought.
He was very dressed up for our wedding.
Yes, Adidas running pants where the 3 stripes were red, white, and blue to match his red, white, and blue tux.
Look, we put a lot of effort into our outfits.
Yes, I had a tuck shirt, shorts, and sneakers.
Yes,
my Solomon, very nice Solomon.
I did actually put effort into my outfit. I said,
you're the bride.
Got a custom raw threads made for me. Thank you, Jen and Kate. You guys are the best. And then I also bought a skirt from Enchanted Athletics Company.
So cute.
My friend Brianna, who started a skirt company herself. It was like a satin skirt that had like a little bit of a shimmery overlay on it.
Yeah, it was tulle and fluffy and adorable.
Yeah.
I did not wear cargo shorts.
Although you had a pair of cargo shorts
in the car waiting for you.
Yeah. I put on black golf shorts because I wanted to be a little formal while I performed my services as a minister.
I'm going to have to figure out a way to share the video of the entire thing because at one point, Tom did a little poem to us when he was trying to describe how our answers to our questions were somewhat opposite in the fact that we were talking about how Michael is quiet and I am loud. And so he put together this lovely little metaphor using the beautiful, wonderful Paula Abdul as his.
Also, the other thing about the ceremony is it was about 10 minutes and I was recording it on my phone and you kissed and then everyone just started stopping. So I was like, oh, it's over. I can stop recording. And then Tom runs back up and says, wait, I've got a quote from Ben Franklin. And I missed it because I thought I should have known better and just kept recording.
Look.
Wait, I've got a quote from Ben Franklin. It was after they kissed. It was
good.
I mean, one of the most ridiculous moments of my life.
It was very well run for, I will say that. He even started with hello and welcome to with me as always.
I was dying. So the video is actually not great because you just hear me giggling the whole time.
No, it's still pretty good. It gives a good idea of what happened, and it was funny because there's a couple times in the video that you can see me starting to like get a little sobby, and then Tom just makes me like immediately laugh. So I actually appreciated the humor because it made me kept me from being like super, I don't know, crybaby.
Ooh.
If anybody wants to get married in New Jersey and you need a minister and
Tom's
you give me very little to go on, I will put together a ceremony and I promise a little bit of laughter.
I also like how everyone, because he just said that you don't give me much at all. It's true. We didn't really give him anything, and then other than he asked us questions, so we answered them, and even that was questionable because I waited until like Tuesday the week of to answer his questions.
He's like, Michael's answers are really thoughtful and nice, and Erin sent me back like 3 words. He's like, it's the exact opposite of what I thought it would be.
It's because I started writing huge novels, and then I'm like, I can't send this to Tom. Like, this is way too much. Oh, look, Michael just brought me some of our wedding cake.
Wow.
Ooh, red velvet wedding cake that my friend Emily bought us. Yeah, I actually even said that. I think I said it in my email that I was afraid I was going to get too wordy. So this is the best I could do to be concise.
Yeah, I love it.
I thought you both did very, very good.
Oh. The other thing I was going to say about that is it's so funny that like even after it was the race was canceled, like even before the race was canceled, people were like, so what are we doing about this? And I'm like, I don't know. Emily's like, do you want me to buy a cake? I was like, oh, I didn't even think about a cake. Like, people kept asking me questions and I'm like, I don't know. What are we doing? I don't know. It was perfect, Tom.
It was.
Congratulations again.
And thank you for letting us share in your love.
Thank you for being there. That's all.
And thanks for letting me wear my Lord of the Rings sweatshirt.
She's like, what do I wear? Again, everyone, what do I wear? I don't know. Whatever you want. Like, I don't know.
Well, and then I was like, I'll just wear running stuff. But it was freezing.
It was chilly. It was pretty cool. And it was breezy down by the river where we were, so it was like extra chilly. So yeah, that was for sure.
And and I was sick all week, so I was like, well, I'm not standing outside in a tank top and running shorts.
Freezing, yeah.
Although I'm impressed, the girls did.
They did. They did. They were braver than me because I went and bought a pair of white yoga pants the day before, like, I think it was Thursday, and I looked at the forecast and I'm like, I need to find 1 day Amazon yoga pants.
Yeah.
Like, and then I have to hope that nothing goes wrong and that they actually get to me in 1 day. So that's what I did.
Did we get to the brewery where Tom had 4 gallons of beer?
We did it.
Look,
Oh my God.
I was ready to celebrate, and lo and behold, they're selling liters of beer.
It was like Oktoberfest.
Yeah, it was the
all
last
over
weekend
again
of Oktoberfest at this brewery. And so they were for $30, you got to keep the beer stein. So it was a 32-ounce beer stein, which is basically what a crowler is. So it was a 32
We found that out later that night.
We did. So it was a 32-ounce beer stein. And Tom proceeded to drink 3 of them at the brewery. And then came home with a crowler and poured the whole crowler into his brand new beer stein.
While we were all having tea
While drinking tea.
Look here.
He got pirate eye.
I did get pirate eye.
Some of the incoherent stuff coming out of his mouth was amazing.
Look.
No, and I could tell it was getting bad early because he hadn't really eaten anything.
We didn't really eat that entire day.
You had one burger. That was it.
Well, and then he drank at least 1.5 of those liters before the burger even got there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was before the burger and cake, yeah.
It was a recipe for disaster.
It was a recipe for a good time.
And Tom made a new best friend, and they were hugging apparently at the end.
Yes, yep.
Michelle's friend Nancy, who lives by us in Barrington, came by. She's like really good friends with some of the people at the brewery.
Yeah.
She tried to get us into the mug club. It did not work. Was there, and Tom and her bonded.
Yeah, they had a very intense conversation. I don't know what about, but they were in it. And then Erin and I were freezing. So we're like, we got to get the hell out of here. So we went back to the house. And then, I don't know, an hour and a half later, they come home. And Michael and Michelle were like, Tom and Nancy were just like really hugging goodbye. Like they were.
They just kept hugging. That's what Michelle kept saying. They just kept hugging. Like, we just looked over and Michael and I were like, what is going on over there? They're just hugging.
What happened between me and Nancy stays between me and Nancy. And we were essentially solving all the world's problems.
That's usually
as you do over half gallons of beer.
And Tom tells me this all the time, and I've witnessed it a few times. But people just talk to him. And they tell him like all of their secrets and their feelings about things. And I don't know if it's like his personality or he is a very good listener, although he doesn't always remember what you say, but he's always like in it in the moment. And I think it's just comforting for people. We stayed with you guys on your wedding night, so it was extremely romantic. And Ollie... so then Tom physically passes out because he's got 4 liters at least of beer in him. Because I couldn't finish my beers because I wasn't feeling great. So he was like drinking half of my beers. And he passes out flat on his back, and he never sleeps like that. And Ollie is laying just on his chest. Yes, Ollie, and Tom's like smiling and asleep.
Ollie sleeps between Michael's legs every night, and he likes to be like touching a human. So the fact that Tom was loving and accepting of him,
he never even came upstairs.
He never saw Ollie because Tom was his person that night.
That's because he didn't need you.
He did not. He had all he needed in Tom.
And then in the morning, you got to see what running around is really like.
Oh yeah, they get the zoomies.
Oh yeah, they have them right now. I just saw them go flying.
Yep.
They'll fly down the steps, slide into the walls, and slam into the walls, and it's very crazy.
And why Michael you hear Michael get mad every so often at them? Now you know.
Never happens.
Never happens.
It wasn't a good like it was a great night, and I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. But it wasn't a great night to drink too much and pass out because I forgot that we had to wake up at like 5:45 the next morning to make Disney dining reservations.
Oh God!
Oh yeah, so right. I like shook him awake at 5:30. I'm like, get your ass up. We've got to make these reservations.
Like, get up and get on the app. We got to make these resis. So,
oh man,
it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I love your town.
Delicious little brunch out of.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Little new cafe.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's delicious.
We didn't get to walk around town because it was so rainy the next morning.
You guys definitely need to come back up again just so that we can do a little tour of our town. Like a real actual tour of our town.
And we can go to that brewery maybe.
They probably won't be doing 34, 32 ounce beers again.
That's okay. I have one.
Well, it was great because your little town is just so walkable. It would have been just better if the weather was better. And we had planned on waking up and running there before coming home. Like we brought all of our running stuff, but it was pouring.
Oh yeah, it was like torrential on Sunday. Yeah,
and all day. It never stopped. My plan was to do some things, and I was planning to Peloton, and I was planning to like clean a little. I think I took 3 naps. It was a 3 nap kind of day.
Yeah, the only thing we did was go pick up my mom at the airport, and that was
like it was definitely a nap on the couch and pretend like the weather outside, I don't know, doesn't suck.
And then we edited Raph's episode of Inside the Runner Studio.
Yep.
Well, again, congratulations. Thank you for letting us be a part of your day.
Yeah. I did get a lot of feedback from some of our listeners that said that they all thought we were already married, so they were confused by my post.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like people don't track, but like,
I know. I just thought it was funny. I at least got like 4 or 5 people who said that, maybe more.
I mean, we own a house. I mean, like,
no, it's fine. I just thought it was so funny. They were like, "Wait, you guys weren't married already?" I was like, "No, we weren't."
Do we want to wrap up with something good?
Yeah,
sure.
I'll go first. So I told you I re-aggravated my foot, and basically what's wrong with my foot is I have a knot in it that's really, really, really bad, and I just have to keep rolling it and stretching it out. And when I went to the podiatrist, he prescribed me these Walk Hero orthopedic inserts that I put in all my shoes, on my dress shoes, on my running shoes, everything. And they're the only thing that has really worked. And they work. Nice. They work very well. So now they're in every single shoes. He was like, this specific one, because it helps distribute the weight and, but thank God for them, because that's the only way that I'm going to get through this dopey training is these inserts.
Well, I'll jump in. My something good is, of course, 'tis the season because it's October. This is typically when I do my Harry Potter rewatch every year. We've been getting through them kind of slow this year, but we went to go watch them on HBO Max, and alas, they are no longer there. So we were very confused. Well, they moved them to Peacock.
Yep.
And this typically would not be my something good because it's something, I feel like everyone has seen at this point. But on Peacock, they've added in the deleted scenes from the DVDs, into the actual movie. So we're watching it, and all of a sudden we're like, wait, there's a little extra here, and there's a little extra there. And so every movie, they've actually blended in the deleted scenes into the movies. I will say that the editing is not 100% great. Like, you can tell that they've added something in, and then I can't tell if maybe it's just been a while since I've just watched them straight, like totally paying attention. But you know how like you're watching something, you're like, oh, that's clearly where they're going to put a commercial. There were a couple spots like that. And I wasn't sure if it was because of the editing or if it was because it was on Peacock. But if you want to watch Harry Potter with deleted scenes actually in the movie and not you have to exit the movie and go watch them on Peacock.
Yeah, it is really good.
That is our Thanksgiving rewatch. So on Thanksgiving Day, we'll begin our Harry Potter rewatch.
Yeah.
And then Christmas is Lord of the Rings. So,
is that before or after Turkey Hollow?
such a classic.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Well, my continuing on with movies. Since it's October, we're gonna start watching the Universal Monster movies.
Amazing.
Also on Peacock.
Also on Peacock.
Oh,
Peacock, actually pretty solid. I also want to watch Black Phone, but that's separate. It's a different thing. So we started with Dracula tonight. We've watched a few of them relatively recently, but kind of go through a bunch of them. They're
they're
love
so good
that they're like under 90 minutes. First of all,
I was like, a lot of them are just an hour.
Yeah, like how about we normalize making movies like that again, everybody? Because we watched 2 movies this week. What was that one? Oh, Moonfall.
Oh,
all right, Moonfall's
so bad.
Hold on.
I will say it's interesting.
I was going to predict that you really liked Moonfall.
I don't really like it because it does. I mean,
What
I will
is
say
it?
it's ambitious, but it's a half hour too long.
And it was like 2 different movies.
Yeah,
in
it
like
is
one
2 different
movie.
movies.
Like it was like we thought it was like gonna start. It started out as like
It starts out as Armageddon and
apocalyptic.
finishes up as 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah,
It's
like
very
yeah, it was like very like it was supposed to be,
but
like,
not in a high
day
quality
after,
way.
day after tomorrow type thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then-
more like Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
To
And
2001,
then, yes,
or
and then,
Contact or something like that.
I don't know. Aliens arrived. And then it was weird.
It,
Look, no spoilers. I want to watch it.
It was interesting. I'll say it's worth it.
Okay.
The third act is like a whole different movie, but regardless, it's worth it. It is a half hour too long. No, everybody, cut a half hour out of your movies. Everybody, James Cameron, I'm looking at you. Cut 2 hours out of your goddamn movie.
Honestly, that's what I said about the Batman. I was like, the
I can see
Batman
that,
would have
yeah.
been a perfect movie if it was a half hour shorter.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with that. And I love the
Yeah.
Batman, but I completely agree.
Yeah. But no, we watched the Universal. Tom had never seen them. And we started dating. That was kind of like my tradition. So I had him watch it. Our favorite, I think, is The Invisible Man because he's so freaking savage. He just straight murders people for no reason. Like, Tom and I are always shocked at The Invisible Man and how like gruesome it is.
He's just a dick.
Yeah,
Like,
he's awful.
He's like, I'm going to go derail a train and kill everybody on a train just because I'm angry.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, I mean, so I just sent you the link too of all of the ones that were released on September 15th on Peacock. There's
amazing.
A lot of them. It's a pretty good lineup of the Universal.
So good. I have them on Blu-ray, so now I'm excited. I don't have to get my freaking box out.
Because I know
you can just
I know
stream
that you're
it.
super into them, and they're streaming now. So, so super fun.
I think my actual favorite is The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
I didn't realize that there were so many mummies, to be honest. I thought that
a lot of mummies.
I knew that there was 3, but I didn't realize that they keep going. Mummy's Hand, Mummy's Tomb.
Curse of the Mummy.
Yeah, the Curse was the
I don't
one
know
that
if
I
I've
knew.
seen the other ones.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If
I've only seen
all
like
of them.
the original.
Mummy Strikes
No,
Back.
I've seen the Curse, and I think maybe I've seen the Ghost.
Yeah, well, we'll get to them.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Probably take a break from Jessica solving crimes and do some.
Which is also streaming on Peacock, which we were very excited to find
Murder,
out.
She Wrote also
It's
on
all the
Peacock.
seasons are on Peacock.
Man,
now.
Peacock has popped off.
Has all the great new content like Murder, She Wrote and the Universal
Yeah.
Monster movies.
And the really terrible, awful Jurassic Park movie.
Oh
That
God!
we all watched.
Yeah, oof.
That was
Man.
something bad last time.
That was something bad. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to end this podcast on a very sentimental note.
I knew you would. That's why I left it for you.
I assumed you would.
Oh.
My something good is Tom.
Oh.
I mean, Diana, you're good too, but but Tom married us.
I
this
mean,
weekend.
I know. I know.
So we're going this route. Tom, honestly, you are one of the best people I know, and I'm gonna cry.
Stop it.
Oh my God! You're
You
gonna
stop
cry.
it.
What are you doing? We're podcasting. You're not allowed to cry on the podcast.
There's no crying in podcasting.
Sarah, thank you.
You are though, and really, you were like one of the first people I said to Michael. I think Tom would love to marry us, and we should ask him.
I was honored to do it.
And then I think I did like 30 seconds later. with no plan.
It wasn't quite 30 seconds, but it was pretty quick afterwards because he was like, oh, yeah, that's a really good idea. He'd be really good at it. And I was like, yeah, I just think that it's like, in the same vein of like, I've always wanted to do a podcast. I could feel the like, I've always wanted to marry two people. We just knew that it would be fun and funny and you would bring a lot of joy to it because that's who you are.
And that's 100% true. And you did.
Oh, thank you.
So we love you.
Well, now my quote doesn't really work. I was going to do like a quote about like, so I looked up quotes on perseverance because mentally I'm not in a great place and training is in full swing and I don't like to run. And I have to. This is kind of that part of dopey training where it becomes a part-time job.
Why don't you end with your Ben Franklin quote? Wait, I have a Ben Franklin quote.
Oh my God!
I thought I was gonna pee my pants when he did that.
I guess I'll just end it with a quote from Up, just reminding you that the adventure is out there.
Huzzah!
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.